Thanks to Day by Day, here on Joy Explore, we want to show you things you've never seen, take you places you've never been, and share stories you've never heard. Sometimes that will mean taking you somewhere completely new, a place you know nothing about. Sometimes it will mean taking a new look at an old place, showing you something you never knew about a place you've always known. On today's episode, we will do both. So join me as we travel from the known to the unknown. Welcome to the town of Benin in the western region. This is where people come to catch a boat to the famed Nzulezu village on stilts. We're here to do exactly that. But first, we nip across the road to buy tickets for the boat.
Hello. Knock knock. Good afternoon. How are you? Please, my name is Kojo, and we would like to have a boat, please. Okay.
You're welcome, please sit down.
Thank you.
Okay, so, as I said, because you're showcasing our place without taking anything, we're also not taking anything from you here.
Thank you.
But for the boat, you pay for yourself.
No problem.
And you'll be given a life jacket and a tour guide to leave you with that place.
Fantastic.
So, please let's move on and then we follow the tour guide.
All right. Very well. Thank you.
This is Frederick.
Yes, sir. How are you?
To be a tour guide.
Okay.
Please also here, we have a visiting area for visitors.
Okay.
We have the beach too.
Yeah.
We sell drinks here, so if you want to buy.
Oh, wow.
And you have
That's
a
good.
washroom if you want
Excellent.
to make yourself comfortable.
Thank you very much.
As you're going, anything that bothers you, or if you want to know anything, you can ask for it.
Okay.
We will let you know everything.
Wonderful.
All right. So
All
please
right.
have a safe trip.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, Frederick, let's go. Sit in the car. Yeah. So, do you get a lot of people coming here?
Yes, you get a lot of foreign and Ghanaian people.
Okay. So, for the foreign people, which country do you get the most people coming from?
German.
Germany.
Germans, yeah.
I see. Interesting. So when they come, what do they find fascinating about this place?
Okay, the way we live, the way we build our houses, and how we used to, like the paddle and the canoe.
They like to use the paddle in the canoe.
They like to use the, because they want the natural, like they want the eco-tourism. They don't want the speedboat. They always prefer the paddle, the canoe, and they also help you in the paddle. So they like.
Okay. So they don't want to see you putting fuel into the engine. They just want to
always think using machine here, the water will be polluted, and it will make easy for you, difficult for you to see the animals because of the sound. So they don't actually like the speedboat. They always prefer the canoe. Even now we have a lot of speedboats, but still the foreigners, when they come, they prefer the canoe.
I see. So are you worried about, do you care about those things? Do you seeing the animals, or do you just prefer to use the
the speedboat, that one they speed up. Like the canoe take 1 hour before you get to the town, but speedboat take 15 minutes.
I see.
So speedboat is good
for business.
The fastness.
Yeah, so you can do plenty of trips.
And the canoe is very long, and it will be like 1 hour before you get there. But me, I prefer the Canon because the Canon, no sound, everything, you will see it well. Have the time to take photo. So me, I prefer the Canon. Just like, it's difficult, but me, I prefer the Canon.
I see.
Using the speedboat, it makes difficult for the fishermen to get fish.
I see.
So it makes it difficult. And even using the speedboat too, going there, you don't also see some of the monkeys and the birds, because at first you have a lot of monkeys and a lot of birds. But now you don't see them.
Because the noise is scaring them away.
Yeah, scare them away.
I see. So today, what are we using? Speedboat or canoe?
Oh, you use a speedboat.
Nzulezu is a UNESCO heritage site and has been since the year 2000. The name Nzulezu means water surface in the Nzima language. I've always wanted to know more about the lives of the 600-odd Ghanaians who are permanent residents of this magical place.
Vosia grass is a botanical name.
Okay.
They are just on the surface of the water.
I see.
And
so they are not.
No, they are not. There's no land. Their root is like a carpet. So you can swim under. You can do everything under.
You can swim under.
You can swim under. Like the fishermen, sometimes they lay their net here, and they'll swim under. That when they make nest, the fishes will try to come up, and the net is blocking them. Yeah.
So there's water underneath.
There's water under, and this one, in case it's the wind blew hard, they move to different side.
The whole thing will move.
The whole thing will move, and if you want to build a house, you can also cut some portion and push it to also move to different side.
And then build your house there.
And build your house there.
Oh, interesting. So how deep is the water here?
Okay, the lowest is 8 meters and the highest is 15 meters.
15 meters. It gets as deep as 15
Yes,
meters.
very deep.
Wow. And what kind of fish do you get?
You have a catfish, mudfish, and tilapia.
Any other wildlife, any other animals?
You have alligator, crocodiles, water snakes, pythons. And the pythons and the alligator, they are always in the jungles.
Where the bushes are?
Where the raffia palm are.
But it's still the same water?
They will still come in this water.
But the children from the Nzulezu, they are always diving in the water?
Yeah, any animals are scared of human being. And even all these crocodiles and the pythons, whenever they are in the water, they are not strong because they cannot open their mouth. In case water pass through, they can also die. So when they see you in the water, they will not even come closer to you. And we living here, you kill them, you actually eat them.
You eat?
You eat the pythons and the crocodiles.
Hey. What food do you make with python meat?
Oh, light soup or granite soup and stew with acheke.
So you have eaten python before?
Python soup with acheke.
Hey! You can't nankare for
Okam papa.
Wow. Now, what's the main occupation of the people?
We have 3 occupations. We have one for the women and 2 for the men. The women, they do the farm work. And the men, fishing and distillation of alcohol from the raffia palm called doka. It's like palm wine, but it's very strong than palm wine.
So the men they do the alcohol.
And
the women do the farming.
Farming.
So in the evening, the women come home tired, the men come home drunk.
Oh, you just make it, but you don't drink it too much. Just a small one. Just have a taste.
So you have lived here your whole life?
Yes, I was born here, I school here, I do everything here. All my parents are here.
I see. So when you were a kid, you were like one of the little boys that we see diving.
Diving, paddling. So when I'm a kid, I was a little bit stubborn, so I'm always in the water.
For years, people have been baffled by the inexplicable strength and resilience of the structures in this village. How can so many homes remain upright for decades, standing on nothing but wood and bamboo? How are the pillars not suffering constant water damage? How do 600 people remain dry with millions of gallons of water just inches beneath their mattresses? The more we look around, the more we realize that the real miracle of this place is underneath it.
You know, so many people have been to Nzulezu, and those who haven't still know what you will see here, a village on stilts in the water. But you know, I've been looking at these kids, these talented swimmers, and something occurred to me. One part of Nzulezu we have not seen is what is beneath. So today, I've got my friend here, Fred, who is going to lead us on a tour of the bottom of the village on stilts. Fred, are you ready?
Now, let's move from the known to the unknown. As I look around, I can see the potential of this place. As a citadel of Nzima culture, this fort could really be a game changer. From cultural events to educational trips, a little bit of financial investment in this fort could yield exponential profits. A little money, a little publicity, a lot of creativity, and Fort Apollonia could really take its place on the map. And then the tour guide's phone would finally ring. And then the crowds would finally come.
You know, it's funny. We are now in Benin. Benin is an important town. It is where you will find the paramountcy for the Jomoro district. Throughout history, it has been a central town for this area. Nzulezu is less than 500 meters in that direction. And of course, Nzulezu is one of the top 10 most visited tourist sites in Ghana. But everybody comes across to Nzulezu and they miss out on this little gem, Apollonia Fort. The story of Apollonia Fort is that the British built it several hundred years ago. It was supposed to be where they would keep a lookout for the Dutch West India Company, which was always marauding, looking for territory in West Africa. The British wanted to protect this territory, and so they built this fort to help them keep a lookout for any invaders. At the same time, this fort was supposed to be the liaison point between the British and the people of the locality with whom they wanted to trade in gold and other valuables. So this place has a lot of history, a lot of amazing stories, but almost nobody knows about it. It's completely empty. We're here on a Saturday afternoon and there isn't a single tourist in sight. In fact, the tour guide has left his phone number and gone about his business, so that if you happen to wander around the place and need to be guided, you can call him and he'll help you out. Which is a pity, because this place is full of secrets, amazing secrets that I want us to discover together. Now, the Ghana Museum and Monuments Board has done a lot of work to maintain this place. They've invested as much as they can in keeping it standing and keeping it to a standard that people can actually appreciate, come over and visit, and learn the amazing stories here. They also want to turn it into a citadel for Nzima culture. Almost everything you could possibly want to know about Nzima culture can be learned here if you have the right tour guide. And we are lucky. We have the best, Mr. Blankson. It's good to see you, sir. Excellent.
Hi everybody, welcome to Fort Apollonia, the last fort on the west coast of Ghana. So,
Okay.
What brought you up here?
Well, we love history, we love to explore, and we've realized that this is so underrated. So many people don't know about this building.
You're right.
How long it's been here and what it represents in history. So maybe you can walk us through it. How long ago was this fort built?
Well, it was started by the British in around 1775 or 1765. They built it between 1765 and 1771 as a challenge or compete in the transatlantic trade, the maritime trade that was ongoing, particularly with the Dutch and the French. The Portuguese had already been dismissed, and so the competition was between the French, the Dutch, and the English. And this was the last of the English forts, particularly in the west of Cobra. So it was hollow. The whole area was hollow because of the slave trade and the atrocities associated with it. So it was bare, empty, and until the 1870s when the English and the Dutch exchanged forts. And so the British took forts east of the Sweet River, and the Dutch took the fort west of the Sweet River, so they exchanged forts. But in the 1830s, the Dutch sold all their properties back to the English, so this became part of the English properties. But it was left in ruins until Kwame Nkrumah came up and said, no, let us raise the prestige of the building again and remind the people of the atrocity the Nzima people have gone through during the transatlantic slave trade. So he helped us to establish this. The Ghana Museums and Monuments Board was then established, and so helped us to put it up again and turn it into a guest house, so that Ghanaians will have a feel of how the Europeans lived here, have an entertainment, enjoyment of the facility of how Europeans lived here. And so we have also turned it into a museum over years. I think 10 years ago, Ricerca Cooperazione, an Italian company, supported us to put up some exhibitions in the different parts of the facility. So once you are here, I will show you however bad they are. I will show you them.
Well, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of this has been restored, except for the dungeon, which I know you will show me in a moment. But this is a map of Benin.
Yeah.
Benin in itself is a very important town in this area.
Yeah.
Talk us through that.
Yeah, Benin is the capital of the Nzima people, the Jomoro district. It has 3 districts, the Jomoro, and then whatever, it will come up, I will let you know. Okay. But this is the map of Benin, and it shows the various clans, where they are located, where their houses and traditional facilities are located. So when you look at this, for instance, you find them here. In Dawefo, you see Izole, the Elonwaba, then Mvavile. These are all located in different parts of so they have where they have their shrines, their cortexes, the heads of the families, and all of their properties are located. So that's how the map have designed it here, for instance.
So with one look at this, you can tell where each clan is located in the township of Benin. Yes. This is still where the paramountcy of Jomoro is.
Yes, the Naule stays just behind us here. So we are in the traditional area. Yeah.
All right, I've got to see that dungeon.
Yeah.
The last remaining untouched part of this fort.
It's dark. We don't have lights in there, so please be mindful of your head. Yeah.
Wow, it's really dark.
It's a really dark place, you know. We try to maintain it sanity, the way the place is. Yeah. And so,
Not even my phone light.
it's not enough.
Yeah.
These are the stools of the various clans, traditional clans and families that we have in the Zima area. Yeah, they have their totem on it like this. This in Akan land is Anona, or we call it Kwana. Some parts of Akan land they call it a Kwana, but where I come from in Kiko they call it Anona. This is Valley Bay. These are the ones that introduced Kundum Festival. So you heard of Kondom Festival?
Yes.
That's a family.
It comes from the Valley Bay clan.
They introduced it. And when we went to Nzulezu, remember the guy told you about the raffia palm? That's it. So they make a lot of palm wine from raffia. So, these are some of the leaders we have in the community. The Asafuache, the traditional chame, the spokespersons and all of that. These are, and there's the family, Mafole. They introduced the gold in trading. Yeah, so that is gold dust.
So most often, back in the days of the British, if you were to come here,
or before the British, it was trading in exchange. It was, that's what I call it, the exchange, the silent trade.
so
barter.
back in the days when the British controlled this fort, if you were to come here on any random day and you were to see any locals trading gold, they are likely to be from the Mafole clan. Fascinating.
Yeah. And that's it. And there's the symbol of the traditional authority, the Nanum kings and the chiefs of here. So these are wonderful. Yeah.
Is there more?
Let's go into the deeper dungeon. Please be mindful of your head here. So before this modern communication, like your station came on Joy, etc. This was how we used to communicate with this. They will normally somebody will carry this in the town, knock it, blah blah blah, 5, 6, 7 times, and then people will run around to come and listen to what the chiefs and the headers are saying, and then they communicate it. They carry it home. Mostly the children, when we were children, we used to follow these gong beaters all throughout the village, and then carry the news information back, and so
This one would definitely have enjoyed Prime there.
Yes.
This one would have been Andum TV.
You know it. So, and drums were also part of our communication. Drums, we used to talking drums, and this can travel about 3-4 miles. Wow. Yeah, the sound. And there are different sounds that sends emergency information, requests, just announcements, etc., etc.
That's more powerful than some radio transmitters I've seen.
Yes. And of course, Nzima, the other, and then the Northerners have couched a name for themselves in spirituality and traditional medicine, etc. So we have captured it here as well. So
this is the mystical.
This is the mystical room. Yes, this is the mystical, and you are here. You meet a native Dr. Kwao. He will find your future in the symbol, the cowries over there, right? And this, of course, most of them rely on herbal medicine. So this are bantua for your when we were kids,
for your enemas.
For enemas, And often we also believe in the spirituality of so oils are used. Do you know what this is?
It looks like a big Kobe head.
That's a cobra head.
Wow.
Head of a cobra.
That was close.
Yeah, Kobe and cobra, yeah. These are all, this is a chameleon. These are all used in medicines.
Wow.
Charms and traditional healing.
How have they preserved them like this?
Yeah, they are dried. They are dried, and you can find this in the market. In regular market, you're going to go to Nima market, you find them.
Really?
Yes, when you go to Ashama market, you can find them. When you go to where particularly Hausa traders are prominent, you find some of these medicines, particularly these ones as well, these oils. They are always in public. And of course, you see, the Muslims have had influence on culture, not only in religion, but also in culture, in healing, etc. So you have the Quran. And of course, you have some market women who are there in selling herbal medicines. So this one, everybody can go. This on the market, Usa. This this pepper and all those kind of herbal medicines, camphor, this aloe, and
And these are all meant for
healing. For healing, you know. And have you heard of the 12 apostles?
The church?
The church.
Yes.
Yes. The wave came across the Zuma land from Côte d'Ivoire. And so it's very prominent in this part of the country. And so that is how they are represented. Normally we call them Awoyo. Yeah, they have the white dress and with the red belts and they work barefooted. Yes. So they are represented. And of course,
Now,
you see,
what is this?
this is a tree for. It's also part of the healing process. It's also for healing. When you normally visit a healer, you carry along some drinks. Some demand schnapps, some demand akweteshi. Some others demand soft and sweet drinks.
Right.
It's become part of. So you add Fanta, Coca-Cola, Sprite, 7-Up. So any sweet, tasty drink is accompanied it, and
That is unusual. Most of the time we hear of, the schnapps and alcoholic. So which parts of the country will you find, people having to bring sweet drinks?
it's on the coast. In Cape Coast you find them. Particularly when you go to do a naming ceremony, some people now use sweets. When you're going to ask a request for a wife, you present some bottles of whiskey, schnapps, akweteshi, beer, and of course some sweet wines. Not everybody drinks alcohol. Sometimes they add medicine to it. Some medicines are very bitter. Some medicines, some medicines are very bitter, and so to get the particular children to drink them, you have to mix them with some of these.
So the presenting of soft drinks to a deity is more common along the coast.
Yeah.
And so now what's in fancy for you?
Also includes so many things that are not seen. Remember, we have turtles, we have seabirds, we have hawks and monkeys and all of them. It's interesting to know that we have 62 butterflies and 21 dragonfly species along this coast. Fish resource, 26 species belonging to 19 families have been recorded. Marine turtles are also present in quantities. The 3 species found here are the leatherback turtle, green turtle, then olive reddill turtle, which are prominent here. And people are educated about it, so they don't touch them. They know the rules and regulations.
So they are protected?
They are protected, yes, they are protected. So in the courtyard, simple, beautiful, nice terrain.
Quite a view of the sea.
Yes. We are on top of the dungeon now.
Right.
So currently you can look at the size of the dungeon from this angle. You can see
the 3 chambers.
The 3 chambers. The hole we look through is on the other side there, you see. And so this one also supplies the one in the middle area there. So that is the cannons are tired now. The cannons are tired, but they have engaged in some kind of defense for some time ago. Yeah.
So, I can really understand why this sport is important. And having been around it, I wish everybody else would come and experience it for themselves, because this place has been significant throughout history. That interesting story about the community members who would come over here and visit, and then they would rub themselves against the whitewashed wall just to prove that they've been here. I think I've got a little bit myself, so I can prove it when I get back. I've been to Fort Apollonia. I hope you're going to show me even more.
Yes, certainly. I'm going to show you Sebastian, I'm going to show you Anthony, I'm going to show you Fredericksburg, Princestown, then we'll go to Fort Orange, and then go to Axim and go to Shama. So we may even go to Butri.
If we are lucky.
Yeah, if we are lucky.
I can't wait.
Yes.
This episode of Joy Prime Explore was brought to you thanks to Day by Day,